Have you ever stared at the ceiling at 2 a.m. exhausted, but wide awake? Millions over 60 do this every night, and we're told it's just aging. But what if that's the biggest myth of all? Doctors now admit, it's not your age stealing sleep, it's hidden habits in your own home. From the wrong evening snack to the light above your head, tiny mistakes are quietly sabotaging your rest. The good news? A few surprising shifts are helping seniors across America sleep like they haven't in decades. And tonight, you'll finally learn how. Have you ever noticed how everyone seems to have an opinion about sleep once you hit 60? Friends, doctors, even those TV commercials with the soft piano music. Try this pillow, they say. Buy that mattress. Have you considered magnesium baths? And sure, those things might help a little. But what if I told you that none of them will matter if you're making one tiny mistake? Something so common, most people don't even question it anymore. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my friend Harold, he's 68 and one of those guys who still mows his own lawn just to prove he started complaining about his sleep. Said he kept waking up around 3 a.m., wide-eyed like he'd had a pot of coffee, even though he didn't drink any. It's just age, he told me. My body's old. It doesn't need as much sleep. But here's the thing. That's not true. Not even close. Harold's issue wasn't age, it was timing. You see, like a lot of seniors, he'd slowly shifted into what I call accidental jet lag. Going to bed at 9 one night, midnight the next. Watching TV until he dozed off in his recliner, then stumbling to bed hours later. Eating dinner at 5 p.m. some nights and snacking at 9:30 on others. No rhythm. No consistency. His body was confused. Not broken, just unsure when it was supposed to sleep. When I suggested he set a bedtime and actually stick to it, he looked at me like I'd asked him to run a marathon. But guess what? He tried it. For just 2 weeks. Same bedtime, same wind-down routine, no late-night news, no second dinner. And after 14 days, Harold, the man who said he'd never sleep a full night again, told me he'd had the best sleep of his life. Not once, but 3 nights in a row. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds too simple. But I promise you, most powerful changes are. Consistency might not sound exciting, but your brain craves it the same way your plants crave sunlight. Predictability calms the nervous system. It helps your internal clock do its job. So if your sleep feels chaotic or like it just doesn't stick no matter how tired you are, I want you to pause this video right now and comment, "I'm resetting my rhythm." Not just for me but for yourself. Because that little declaration? That's you choosing rest over restlessness. And here's another truth doctors often skip. What you do 2 hours before bed can either tuck you in like a lullaby or jolt you awake like a car alarm. Think about your evenings. Are you giving your body signals that it's time to rest? Or are you accidentally keeping it on high alert? Let me tell you what happened with Elaine. She's 74, lives just outside of Denver, and spent the last decade battling sleeplessness. Tried every trick in the book. White noise. Weighted blankets. Even sleeping on the couch because she thought her mattress was cursed. Nothing worked. Until one night, her granddaughter came over and said, "Grandma, why are all the lights in your house so bright?" Elaine hadn't even noticed. Her entire living room looked like an airport runway. Fluorescent lights, cold white bulbs in every lamp. Not exactly sleep-friendly. So they made a change. Swapped her bulbs for warm-toned lights. Turned off overheads after dinner. Added a salt lamp in the corner and a soft bedside glow. Within 5 days, Elaine said she was falling asleep before she even wanted to. The lesson? Your eyes tell your brain when it's time to sleep. But if your lighting says daytime, your brain believes it. No matter how sleepy you feel. It's like showing up to a concert in your pajamas, you're just out of sync. So tonight, I want you to do something different. When the sun starts to dip, dim the lights. Create an evening glow, not a spotlight. And if you've got one, use a small lamp instead of overheads after 7 p.m. Your body will thank you. If this is starting to click for you, or you've already had that aha moment, tap that like button. Not just to support this video, but to signal to yourself that you're invested in better sleep. You're not just watching, you're acting. And remember, no matter what anyone says, your age isn't the problem. It's the patterns we fall into, the noisy routines, the overlooked habits. But the moment you decide to change just one of them, you give your body permission to finally rest again. Let this be the moment where that change begins. You've got this. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been so exhausted during the day that you doze off in your recliner, but the moment you crawl into bed, wide awake? Like someone flipped a switch in your brain the second your head hit the pillow? You're not alone. And no, it's not your age. It's your brain trying to protect you from a pattern it no longer trusts. Let me explain. Last year, my cousin Linda, she's 67 and lives in a quiet corner of Asheville, North Carolina, told me something I'll never forget. She said, "My bed feels like a battlefield. I lay down and my heart starts racing." Now, this is a woman who used to sleep through thunderstorms. But after years of tossing, turning, waking up at all hours, her body began associating bedtime with frustration, not rest. It's what some sleep experts call conditioned insomnia. But I call it a loop you can break. Because here's the truth. Your brain is a creature of association. Just like how hearing an old song can bring back a memory, walking into your bedroom should trigger the feeling of sleep. But if your bedroom has become a place of worry, snacking, scrolling, or stress, it's no longer sending the right signal. Linda changed just one thing. She stopped using her bed for anything but sleep. No phone. No reading. No late night worrying. If she couldn't sleep after 20 minutes, she'd get up, sit in a cozy chair with a soft lamp, and listen to calming music. Only when she felt sleepy again would she return to bed. Within 2 weeks, her brain stopped fighting her. Her bed became a signal for sleep, not stress. And for the first time in over a decade, she said mornings felt gentle again. Now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds simple, but will it work for me? Look, this isn't about miracles. It's about science and self-kindness. Your brain can be retrained. You're not stuck. But the first step is deciding that your bedroom is no longer a war zone. It's a haven. If that idea resonates with you, if you're ready to reclaim your space and your peace, leave a comment right now that says, "My bedroom is for sleep." It might seem small, but saying it out loud gives it power. And speaking of power, let's talk about something most people don't want to admit. Evening routines are broken, not because people are lazy, but because life keeps interrupting. Grandkids call. The phone lights up. A TV show ends on a cliffhanger. Before you know it, it's 11:45 p.m. and you're still on the couch. But let me offer you a thought that changed my own sleep completely. Your body is like a child at bedtime. It doesn't need a command, it needs a story. Every night, you need to tell your body a story that the day is ending, that safety has arrived, that the world can wait. And that story is written in small actions, not words. So let me ask you, what's your story? Is it dimming the lights at 8:30? Making a warm cup of tea at 9? Playing soft instrumental music while you change into your coziest pajamas? Because when your body hears the same bedtime story every night, it starts to believe it. It anticipates rest. It prepares for it. And eventually, it welcomes it. One woman I met in Sarasota, Florida, her name's Evelyn, 75, full of spark, swore she'd never sleep without her sleep meds. Until her doctor challenged her to try a wind-down ritual for 30 days before asking for a refill. She did. Nothing extreme. Just consistent. Herbal tea, a 10-minute gratitude journal, and a lavender pillow spray her granddaughter bought her on Etsy. After 3 weeks, she cut her sleep meds in half. A month later, she stopped needing them altogether. She said, "I didn't think it would work, but it did. Because it felt like I was being kind to myself, not punishing myself into sleep." Let that sink in. So many seniors think they're failing at sleep. But what if the truth is, sleep has been waiting for them to just slow down, just enough to be invited in. And here's another thing nobody talks about. Sleep isn't only about what you do at night. It's deeply tied to what you do during the day. If your body sits still for 14 hours, it's not going to need deep rest. It already got it. That's why light movement, just a 15-minute walk after lunch or some gentle stretches in the afternoon, can make a massive difference at night. Not because it tires you out, but because it builds up your sleep pressure. That healthy kind of tired that your body loves to respond to. And I'll tell you something else. Getting outside, letting your skin feel the sun, especially in the morning, that helps reset your natural sleep rhythm. It tells your brain, this is morning. Let's save the tired for later. I once met a veteran named Roy in San Diego, 83 years old, walks a mile every morning with his golden retriever. He told me, I stopped waking up at 3 a.m. when I started watching the sunrise again. There's wisdom in that. So if you've ever felt like your days are blending into your nights, or like your energy is all out of sync, I want you to pause and ask yourself, what signals am I giving my body? Because whether you realize it or not, your habits are talking to your brain. Every hour, every night. And now you get to change the message. If you've found a moment of truth in anything we've shared so far, share this video with someone you care about. A sister, a neighbor, your friend from church who's always tired. They deserve better sleep too, and sometimes just knowing they're not alone can be the most powerful comfort. You've already taken the hardest step, seeking out answers. That means you're not stuck. You're shifting. And that shift might be the very thing that finally lets your body rest. Keep going. You're already halfway home. Have you ever had a moment where something so simple completely changed how you see everything? That's exactly what happened to Joyce, my neighbor in Phoenix I told you about earlier. Joyce had tried everything. Sleep apps, herbal sprays, even counting backward from 100 in German. Don't ask. But nothing worked. Until one visit to a local sleep doctor who told her a sentence she now has taped to her nightstand. He said, treat sleep like you would a grandchild, gentle, consistent, and with no surprises. And for Joyce that sentence flipped a switch. Because for years, her nights were full of unpredictability. Some nights she'd have a glass of wine. Other nights, she'd scroll Facebook till her eyes hurt. And when she couldn't sleep, she'd get frustrated, toss the covers off, and turn on the TV. Again and again. But that doctor helped her realize, sleep doesn't respond to force. It responds to rhythm. So Joyce committed to one small change. No screens, no overhead lights after 8 p.m. She dimmed the lamps, played soft jazz from an old CD her husband left behind, and made herself a cup of chamomile tea with honey. No more murder mysteries. No more late-night news. Just quiet, calm, and comfort. And would you believe it? Within 1 week, she slept through the night. For the first time in 7 years. Now it wasn't perfect. There were still nights where she woke up briefly. But the difference? Her body no longer fought sleep. It accepted it. It welcomed it. Why? Because she'd created a pattern. And our brains crave patterns even after 60. Especially after 60. Here's what no one tells you. After retirement, when the days start to feel looser and less scheduled, your brain quietly panics. It wants structure. It needs it to separate day from night, work from rest, stress from safety. That's why setting a nightly wind-down routine, even if it's just 3 simple steps done in the same order, can act like a lullaby for your nervous system. For Joyce it was 1. Dim the lights. 2. Brew tea. 3. Put on soft music. What would yours be? You don't need a fancy sleep program. You need ritual, familiarity, comfort. That's what your body recognizes as the signal to let go. If you've never tried this kind of gentle, structured wind down, and you're willing to commit to just 7 nights of it, I want you to hit the like button right now. Make it your quiet promise to yourself. I'm giving my body a reason to trust bedtime again. Let's talk about trust for a second. Because one of the most ignored truths about sleep problems in seniors, is that they're often rooted in emotional safety, not biology. Think about it. After a lifetime of raising kids, working long days, making tough decisions, when was the last time someone told you that you're safe? That the day is done? That you can rest now? I met a woman named Darlene in Chicago who told me something that gave me chills. She said, "After my husband died, the silence in my house was so loud at night, I didn't sleep for months. Not because I wasn't tired, but because I didn't feel safe without him snoring next to me." Darlene didn't need a pill. She needed comfort. She ended up getting a white noise machine that played soft ocean waves. She'd turn it on at the same time every night, whisper, "Good night, Bill," into the dark and let the sound carry her into sleep. That became her new signal, her new safety. Because sleep isn't just about rest, it's about surrender. And you can't surrender when your body feels like it still has to protect you. So what makes you feel safe? A prayer? A soft blanket that reminds you of someone you loved? The gentle hum of a fan? Start there. Build from there. And here's something wild, not scary but important. There's growing research from Stanford and UCLA that shows people over 60 can get just as much deep sleep as younger adults, if their nervous system is calm. That's right. It's not your age keeping you awake, it's your alertness. Your internal guard dog, that's still on duty when it should be sleeping on the porch. So the real goal of every bedtime routine isn't just to get tired, it's to feel safe enough to sleep. And that's why gentle, sensory cues work so well. Soft light tells your eyes, we're winding down. Warm tea tells your gut, no more work. Music tells your mind, you're home. You're okay. It's not complicated. It's human. If you've ever felt like you needed permission to let go of the day, this is it. You've earned it. Every hour, every sacrifice, every time you showed up when it was hard, you've earned rest. And not just rest, but healing rest. Deep, soul-soothing rest. If that stirred something in you, if it made you feel seen, go ahead and subscribe to Everyday Seniors. We're building a community where sleep isn't something you have to chase. It's something that gently finds you. You deserve that kind of night. A night where you aren't fighting your body but partnering with it. Because deep down, your body remembers how to rest. It just needs a little help remembering that it's safe to do so. And you're already on the way. Picture this. It's 10:45 p.m. in a quiet little home outside Austin, Texas. My Aunt Millie is brushing her teeth, humming an old Patsy Cline tune, just like she does every night. She turns off the bathroom light, walks into her bedroom, and it's like stepping into Times Square. Seriously, 6 digital clocks blinking in red and blue. Charger lights glowing like tiny eyes from every corner. The porch light leaks in through the flimsy blinds. Her TV light, even when off, hums a faint blue. She wasn't trying to stay awake, but her room was telling her brain, stay alert. And this, right here, is one of the most overlooked sleep disruptors for seniors. Your bedroom might be silently sabotaging you. Aunt Millie didn't know any better. Most of us don't. We think our eyes get used to it, that those little lights don't matter. But here's the truth. Your brain is always listening, always watching for cues. Especially light. So we did a quick bedroom detox. Nothing fancy. Just a few changes. We unplugged unnecessary electronics. Covered the blinking lights with tiny stickers. Swapped the blinds for blackout curtains. Added a lamp with a warm glow instead of that overhead spotlight. And here's the kicker, we even moved her bed slightly away from the window draft that made her shiver at 3 a.m. The next week she told me, "Honey, I don't feel like I'm sleeping in a hotel lobby anymore. I finally feel like my room says, go to sleep." Let that sink in. Because your bedroom should feel like a sanctuary. Not a storage room. Not a command center. A sanctuary. Ask yourself, what does your sleep space say to your body? Does it say, you're safe, calm, and it's time to rest? Or does it say, stay ready just in case? The colors, the clutter, the tech, even the temperature, they all send messages. Now, I'm not saying you have to spend money or redecorate your whole home. I'm saying this: small changes can create big peace. Even something as simple as putting lavender drops on your pillow, or placing a favorite photo beside your bed that makes you smile before your eyes close. These are powerful sleep cues. One subscriber from Portland wrote to us last month and said, "I started sleeping with a small night lamp that looks like a campfire. It's silly, but it reminds me of when I went fishing with my dad. I haven't slept that soundly in years." That's what I'm talking about. Because for seniors, especially after retirement or after loss, bedrooms can quietly turn into places of worry, loneliness, even grief. And it's no wonder sleep disappears. But when we reclaim that space, when we make it about rest and warmth again, something shifts. You're no longer just going to bed, you're returning to a place where your body feels held. I've talked to countless people over 60, some who haven't shared a bed with anyone in years, and they've told me how healing it's been to light a candle, listen to soft music, or place a comforting throw blanket across their feet like their spouse used to do. These gestures may seem small, but to the brain, they're everything. They say, this is where you exhale. This is where you're safe. This is where the world can wait. If you've ever felt like your bedroom forgot how to comfort you, go ahead and tap that like button. You deserve to feel welcomed by your own space. Here's a little trick I learned from a holistic sleep coach in Boulder, Colorado. Every night before bed, she has her clients ask this one question while standing in their bedroom doorway. Does this room make me feel sleepy or stimulated? Try it tonight. Look around. Listen. Feel. If your room is cluttered, loud, too cold, too bright, too full of reminders of tasks left undone, then your brain won't rest. It can't. Because it thinks you're still in the middle of the day. But if your room whispers, all is well, you're home now, that's when the magic happens. It's not about perfection. It's about intention. I once met a retired firefighter from Ohio who said the first time he really slept well after retiring was the night he removed his wall clock that ticked loudly every second. That was it. One tiny fix. But it made the silence safe again. And maybe that's all you need too. So here's your gentle challenge. Tonight, make one change. Just one. Maybe you switch a bulb to warm light. Maybe you cover a blinking charger. Maybe you pull out a cozy old quilt you forgot you had. And when you do, I want you to think about this. Your bedroom isn't just a place to sleep. It's the final chapter of your day. It's where your body resets, repairs, and rewrites your health every single night. So give it the respect it deserves. And if something about this message made you smile or made you think, I've been meaning to fix that, then leave a comment below and share your one small change. You never know who else you'll inspire. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be gentle with yourself. And remember, your body still knows how to sleep. Sometimes it just needs to feel invited. Keep going. You're doing beautifully. So here we are, after everything we've uncovered together, from Joyce's nightly tea to Aunt Millie's bedroom makeover, you might still be wondering, what if I've tried it all, and I still can't sleep? Let me tell you this from one friend to another. It's not because you're too old. It's not because your body gave up. And it's definitely not because that's just how aging works. No. If you're still struggling to sleep deeply, peacefully, consistently, it's because no one ever gave you the right tools or the right truth. We live in a world that tells us we can scroll on phones until midnight, snack on sugar before bed, and power through stress like it's nothing. And then, we expect sleep to arrive like a well-trained puppy. But real sleep, restorative, soul-healing sleep, doesn't come that way. It comes when we slow down. It comes when we feel safe enough to rest. It comes when we believe we deserve it. And here's the part that breaks my heart. Too many seniors have been made to feel like broken machines. Like sleep is something they lost and can never get back. That is a lie. You are not broken. Your sleep isn't gone. It's just been buried under layers of noise, habits, and heartache. And once you start peeling that away, even just a little, you give your body permission to do what it already knows how to do. Heal. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning, Not groggy, not frustrated, not staring at the clock at 4:12 a.m., but clear, calm, steady. Your joints move easier. Your thoughts feel lighter. Your spirit? Ready to enjoy the day. That's what's on the other side of real rest. Not just sleep, but recovery. And you can have that. You don't need a fancy mattress or a pill bottle. What you need is a little belief, a few changes, and the willingness to put you first. And maybe no one has told you this lately, but you deserve that kind of peace. You've worked hard. You've shown up for others. You've pushed through days when your body was tired and your mind was louder than ever. But now is your time to rest on purpose. Sleep is not a luxury. It's your body's way of saying, let me love you. So if you found something in this video that gave you hope, if you learned a trick or remembered a feeling you'd like to have again, please like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to Everyday Seniors. Because we're here every step of the way, helping you rebuild the parts of life that matter most, not just with information but with care. I'll leave you with this. One night, my friend Richard, he's 68, lives just outside Nashville, texted me something after trying the no screens after 8 p.m. tip. It said, I didn't just sleep better tonight. I woke up feeling like a younger version of myself had come back to visit. I forgot what it felt like to wake up with peace. That message? That's why we do this. That's why Everyday Seniors exists. To remind you that life after 60 isn't about decline. It's about rediscovery. And sleep, glorious healing sleep, is the beginning of that journey. So tonight, I hope you turn off the bright lights. I hope you play that favorite song. I hope you breathe deeper, smile softer, and whisper to yourself, I'm finally ready to rest. Because you are. And I'll see you rested, renewed, and stronger in the morning. Sweet dreams, friend.
Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It truly means a lot. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend or loved one who might benefit. And leave a comment below. We love hearing your thoughts and experiences. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest tips and uplifting advice for living your best life at any age. Now, if you're ready for more wisdom and encouragement, just click the video that's on your screen right now. It's packed with even more insights made just for you. Take care, stay positive, and we'll see you in the next one.